What's up, fellow hunters? Monster Hunter Wilds already announced their upcoming title update 4, which includes the very first Elder Dragon, Gogmazios. So in this video, I will show you my sword and shield build in preparation for this monster encounter. So without further ado, let's go. First, let's talk about Gogmazios. Gog already showed up on the old Monster Hunter title, in which I haven't played yet. That's why I have no idea how the fight will goes on, but I did some research on what element he's weak to, and his weakness is fire and dragon. So with that in mind, I will obviously use a fire and dragon weapon element for this build. For the weapon choice, I'm using my 2 God Roll Arch and Fire and Dragon SNS, which comes up with 3 attack and 2 sharpness reinforce. For the decos, I'm using 1 crit boost level 3 and 1 attack boost level 3 to match the talisman I'm using, which comes with 2 attack boost, 1 protective polish, and 1 agitator with 1 weapon slot, in which I add another crit boost level 1. But feel free to change all the jewels, depends on the talisman that you're using. For the last deco slot, I've put a sharpness management jewel, like Mastery Jewel or Razor Sharp Handicraft Jewel. Honestly, I prefer Mastery Jewel more, but it's quite rare, and I only got 1. I didn't use offensive guard skill on this build because I still don't know Gog's movesets, so I'm not quite sure if I can keep it active at all times. For the armor sets, I'm using 3 pieces of Arch-Tempered New Udra that comes up with a lot of offensive skills like Burst, Counter-Strike, and Resentment. It also unlocks the set bonus, Bad Blood, which further increased the bonus damage coming from Resentment. Aside from that, it also unlocks Lord Soul set bonus for extra damage and potential lifesaver from a single fatal blow. I'm also using 2 pieces of Savage Omega armor for the Resonance set bonus that gives extra affinity or damage when playing in co-op or with support hunters, in which I think what would likely to happen when the Gogmazios fight comes out, because some rumors said that Gog's fight will be an 8-player siege, but still, it's not yet confirmed. And even though, if it's not true, I still believe that majority of the hunters will probably do it in multiplayers or with support hunters anyway, because of how difficulty scales on the monsters released from the previous updates. For the armor decorations, I'm using 1 protection jewel to max out that divine blessing, 2 medicine jewels for extra healing, 3 mighty jewel for level 3 maximum might, 1 chain jewel to max out burst. Since this skill is one of our main source of our raw and elemental damage, and last but not the least is 3 throttle jewels for level 3 latent power to boost my affinity. I prefer latent power over weakness exploit because it gives a higher percentage of affinity, but if you want to have more uptime on your affinity, feel free to replace it with 3 weakness exploit jewels, since it's much easier to keep that buff active by just hitting the monster's weak points. These are some of the numbers I get using this build. I've tested on Gore Magala since he has the same weakness with Gogmazios, which is Fire and Dragon element.
Thanks, that helped.
This build can also be used as an all-around raw or elemental SNS build. Just replace your Artian weapon with the corresponding element that is effective against the monster you are hunting, or you can just use Paralysis or Blast Artian weapon for that plain raw damage. But I highly suggest using Elemental, since elemental damage also benefits from that level 5 burst. And that concludes my video. I hope you like it, and don't forget to subscribe and click that bell button for my future uploads. Let me know your thoughts and preparations for this upcoming title update 4. See you again on my next video, and happy hunting!